Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's Sam from the Soul of Stella with another pick a card reading here for you today. And this is a quick one. I say that all the time, but I swear, it's going to be a quick one. This is a pick a card all about a transformative message meant for your love life. So we're going to talk about what you need to stop, start, and continue doing in your love life. And because we're talking about transformation, I wanted to use these cute butterfly stickers. Oh, pretty, holographic and all. Okay, so take a minute to tune into your intuition, ground yourself. This is pile number 1 with the green butterfly, whichever way you want to put it. This is pile 2 with the more purpley colored butterfly. And this is pile number 3 with the yellow butterfly. And when you have made your choice, the timestamps are below in the description box, and I will see you in your reading. Pile number 1, you chose the green butterfly for your message of transformation to do with your love life. All right, so let's get into it because I wanted to make it quick. Of course, as always, please only take what resonates. Do not let anything take from you. What does pile number 1 need to stop doing in their love life? What does pile number 1 need to stop doing in their love life? Wow, that's a lot. Pile number 1. What's going on? Can relate. Okay. What does I'll do that in a second. What do they need to stop? What do they need to stop doing? What does pile number 1 need to stop doing? Okay. Let's look at these and then we'll get more information. Okay, Venus and love and ascendant and outlook. Okay, I just heard that you need to stop falling in love so goddamn fast. Number 1, lightning. Oh my gosh, yes, exactly. Right? This is about not falling in love and giving too much too soon. And I also just am getting like moving in and like taking serious next steps too soon with people that you fall in love with. Okay, this is someone. This also may have to do with loving yourself first with this outlook. It's like it's almost like you lose yourself too soon in a relationship with someone else, and you let the way other people express themselves infiltrate your own expression and personality traits. And even the way you love yourself, it's almost like you look to these other people to how they want you to behave, or you model their own behavior, and then you look to them for how you should love yourself, which is huge, like red flags, okay? And this, I think you're having an epiphany about this. You're having a very much an upheaval about this at the moment because possibly pile 1, not to call you out, but can relate. There's been times in the recent past where you've just, things have like stagnated, and things have gotten complicated too soon, or over things that shouldn't be complicated or complicating. You're allowed to have your own taste. You're allowed to have your own style. In fact, Spirit is really calling you to cultivate that, really calling you to cultivate your own language of love, your own self-love expression, okay? How it all comes across to you first, okay? Interesting. What does pile number 1 need to start doing in their love life? Okay. What does pile number 1 need to start doing in their love life? Okay, second house and assets, material world this is talking about, and hammer. This is talking about sabotaging, rebuilding, working on. All right, you need to start working on your own material wealth, okay? And this is a sense of independence here, okay? Pile number 1. This is calling you to start focusing on your own assets, to build your own, like, instead of, This is like, I am a rich man. You know, the classic Cher quote where it's like, you're not looking for a man as a financial plan. And we're talking about energy. I'm just using this particular metaphor example. Instead of looking for a man as a financial plan, this is really calling you to work on your own possessions and also rebuild yourself that way. So you might be wanting to look at, first of all, how you earn an income, but then are you needing to declutter and cultivate, again, with the cultivating your own sense of expression, your own sense of self, cultivate your wardrobe, your capsule wardrobe perhaps, cultivate your home, redecorate your home. Is there, if you own a home, is there remodeling that needs to be done? And do the things and enjoy the things too. There is a sense of luxuriating in your own life and loving your own life and romanticizing your own life and finding love not just in the thing you the person and the clothing and the things you see in the mirror, but the things you see around you as well. Okay, this is a lot to do with aesthetics, but it stems from a deep healing of your insecurities here. Number one. Yeah, interesting message there. Be persistent with this, and also looking after your finances as well. So once you looked at the ways your income comes in, looked at the way your house feels and how it looks for you, and then look at things like your credit score and your bank accounts and where you can save money. And although if you do relate as someone feminine, and we are talking about like a man that is coming into your life, or the person that is coming into your life doesn't need to be someone who is going to save the day, okay? That's a very interesting message. What does pile number one need to continue doing in their love life? Communicating. I feel like there's another message there. What do they need to continue doing in their love life? It's coming to the communication with a wider lens is what I'm hearing. And then you've got Cancer and the doula, okay? So coming to your communication in your love life with a wider lens. And that means finding out more before you commit to fine details, and finding out more about someone before you really take over their personality, or not take over their personality, but like really become who they want you to be. This is talking about learning how to communicate in a way that expresses self, because Cancer in this doula energy is soft and nurturing, and it's like, it's okay to be that. It's okay to be that for yourself. But of course, you're also being called to be independent. So it's really about balancing your masculine and feminine energies here, pile number one, and learning to have an awareness of other people's masculine and feminine qualities, but also an awareness of their independence and their individuality, and knowing that it's allowed to be different from yours, and having sympathy or empathy for someone, but not becoming. It's like if your person was sad in the past, you would become sad so that you could, like misery loves company, so that you could give them company. But in fact, it was very off-putting. So this is like seeing the world as a buzz with new ideas, and the new ideas around love. So you might be reading books on like higher love, and there's actually a good book called Higher Love that I recently read. And having rewriting your love story and rewriting how it unfolds from here, like turning the page to a new leaf where you are in your feminine energy here with the Cancer and the doula, and you can be nurturing, but it doesn't mean that you give up like your home or the keys to your home. It doesn't mean you give up your aesthetic of your home. It doesn't mean that you change your aesthetic of how you like to look and dress and express to suit someone else. You're actually just like, it's like putting a bubble around yourself, and it's a bubble of self-love here, Cancer. And through that, you get stronger, and the stronger you are, and you're working on your communication at the same time, the more that you can continue to learn and have clarity around seeing relationships or people for what they are. You've got the golden mirror. Yeah, really like seeing people for what they are, if they are narcissistic, if the relationship is actually one-sided and they're just taking advantage of your empathetic nature, okay, of your caring nature, of your really set up. Like, it feels like you are someone who has a lot, but you haven't, or like you've cultivated a lot for yourself in this life, and you are a high value person, but you haven't been seeing yourself as that. And so this is really asking you to look in that mirror, and I was getting that before, look in the mirror and express loving words to yourself, but also give yourself some truths here. And you're continuing, okay? So stop starting and then continuing to do this. So congratulations for already starting to do this. This is really, really strong of you. And this is where there's an Empress energy to you. And that means you are pregnant with ideas, right? Mercury also rules ideas. And you can birth things into life. And I really feel, pile number one, that you are very good at manifesting very quickly, and what you think about, you can really, really bring about. So make sure that you're not hinging your relationship decisions on someone to like, or someone with a bigger personality than you that's going to tell you how to behave or how they want you to behave. You are really looking at your self-worth here, and that will protect you from one-sided relationships happening again. It's going to protect you so you can sniff out the love bombers a mile away, and you can actually say no thank you. So this is really strong of you, and I think a lot of people will be able to relate to this in some way, shape or form. I think we've all done this at some point. It's usually like a coming of age thing, so you might resonate as someone who is quite young, or you're just a late bloomer in terms of perhaps you've just come out of a really long-term relationship and now you find yourself in the dating world and you're like, well, I have all of these possessions and this great job and I've set myself up and I know who I am, but why am I letting myself become a doormat for other people? It's like you're really hungry for love, and so you've been asked here to really tap into filling your own cup first, okay? What advice do you have, Spirit, for pile number one? What transformative message for pile number one's love life do you have here? And how is it going to transform into the future? How is it going to transform? Wow. Pile number one, you're no longer going to be accepting second best. Your luck is about to change. As you do this work, your luck is changing. And in fact, you've pushed this lucky wheel in the right direction. It's been your efforts that has actually pushed it in the right direction. You're no longer going to be dissatisfied with offers that are half-assed. You're not going to be satisfied with breadcrumbers. And you're actually going to be in a place where you're going to start to look at offers that come through with a really discerning eye, and an eye of, well, how does this benefit me and how does this benefit my future? And I know exactly where I'm going into the future. So, you know, come through or don't, you know, come correct. I feel like there's one more card here for you, pile number one, for the future transformational message. I feel like this is coming out upright. Nine of Pentacles. Focus on your independence. Focus on your wealth. Focus on building yourself and harvesting and reaping the rewards of your hard work here, pile number one. That's very exciting for you. Let's get one final message here. Transformative love note for pile number one's love life. Transformative love note. Meditation brings awareness. Okay, so if you're unsure about where to start, and if you're feeling quite dense and heavy about some of the things that have occurred in the past, and you're actually like, I need to heal from this stuff before I can even say I love you to myself and mean it. And there's a real density coming through with this very dark background in this card. Meditation is going to really tap you into your own intuition so you can hear your voice again. I just heard also detoxing your body as well as your home, okay? Detoxing your image, but meditation about who am I? Who am I without a lover? Who am I moving forward? Who do I want to be? Who do I show up as? How do I become that person? What do I do in order to get what that person is asking for? Okay, pile number one, meditate you could be doing active meditations, not just sitting still in a quiet, dark room. You can be doing guided meditations as you fall asleep. Play around with different forms of meditation, but I feel there's going to be a deep sense of clarity and your luck is changing, and it's actually going to set you up to attract a higher value person that matches your energy. I love this for you. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Pile number 2, you chose the pinky purpley butterfly sticker, and this is your reading all about a transformative message about your love life, what you need to stop, start, and continue, okay, doing in your love life. Let's get into it. What does pile number 2 need to stop doing in their love life? Please, Spirit, what does pile number 2 need to stop doing when it comes to their love life? So second house came out, which is talking about like your material possessions and your wealth as well. Your wealth, your finances, luxury, and then you've got passion as well, which can also talk about luxury, but is more so about enjoyment and creativity and pleasure, okay? So, okay, this is kind of like stop just chasing the money. I'm hearing. Oh, that's very similar to pile number 1, actually. They also got the lightning card in the same position. This is an epiphany. This is like shocking you, okay? And it might not be right now. I think you might have really had this awareness before. This is like, either don't just chase money or don't give your money away in exchange for passion. So very interesting how similar this is to pile number 1, just slightly different in that, I mean, you might actually share children with someone, and you may be pouring a lot of that money into the other person unnecessarily. And this is kind of a side note for someone to investigate where that money is being spent, and making sure that's actually going on the children. That is one other thing. But I do feel like there is a sense of, if you're engaging in casual relationships, to not give away your assets or not be the one like paying for everything. I feel like if you're having casual relationships and then they're leaving you broke, there is something here that is definitely not working, and Spirit is saying, stop this, babe, please stop. Stop, or you're going to end up broke, okay? And although there might be a lot of fun and pleasure, and there might be like concerts, oh, you can't afford to come, don't worry, I've got you, like I'll get your ticket, let's go together. And oh, you don't have any money for drinks, or oh, food, okay, like you got to have fun. In order to like fill a gap in your life of fun and passion and adventure and like romance, or at least you think it's romantic because there's someone by your side, and the people that you're engaging with, yeah, sure, they might be a lot of fun and they might give you a lot of passion in that sense, in a intimate sense as well. But it's almost like your worthiness is hinged on you paying for all of this, or you financing all of this. And you're not asking for anything back. There's an imbalance here when it comes to assets, and this has to change, or it's going to cause dramatic upheaval in your life. I feel like if we were using tarot in this section, it would be talking about the Tower card. This could really lead to financial disaster for you, because someone who seems like a charmer could really take advantage of your financial position here. And it also has to do with your physical body as well. The second house can talk about your actual physical body, and just making sure that you're not changing too much of your physical body on a whim, okay? There's something about like being too rebellious and changing to suit casual people. So someone might say to you, oh, this is a really weird example, but it just came through. I really like people with rings in their nipples. That might be something someone says to you. Very random, I know, but it just came, so I'm going to go with it. If someone's saying that to you and you're like, that's something I've never thought of doing. But you go and do it anyway because this person likes that. There's that sense of like your self-expression is getting skewed, and to the point where you're needlessly wasting money to keep changing yourself or something about yourself to let people in. And again, it could be like buying lots of luxuries for someone else. If this is not resonating as you are the one with money, but you're accepting gifts in exchange for engaging intimately with someone, there is something really unhealthy about that for you, that it is deeply unsatisfying. Okay, what else? What does pile number 2 need to start doing in their love life, please, Spirit? What does pile number 2 need to start doing in their love life? Sagittarius, the Voyager, and third house, perception. Change the way you see adventure. Okay, you've really been asked to, because you're looking for adventure here. Look at the ride, right? You're looking for adventure. You're looking for a high. And I feel like you get gassed up. You get high off material possessions and the thrill of the ride. Okay, and something being quite juicy and fresh. You like freshness, but you're actually being asked to hone in with this third house and the perception. I'm really getting like the shutter of a camera, like an old school camera. It's to take snapshots of something that has passed, and to take snapshots of things that, you know, they're not, that you really like. It's like detailing, honing in, zooming in on the details that you really like, that you really like about yourself, that you really like about the world, things you want to do, dates you want to go on, and actually go. I'm hearing role models. That there's something about like looking at social media for this. There's a curiosity here, okay? And it's like, it's learning something new. You're learning what a healthy relationship looks like, but in the sense of focusing on role models who maybe adventure life together, you know? So you might be looking at people that travel the world together, maybe couples that like are both influencers or something like that, and you get to see how these people can travel the world together, but still have their own clarity of thought, still have good communication skills, can communicate their needs and wants. And there's something interesting about observing this as like an outsider. And there are some really good examples online. I don't want to name any, but you will find the ones that speak to you. Some couples who are in the spotlight or in the public eye in some way, shape or form, and they actually do reveal certain parts of their relationship that show how much they communicate towards each other, so that each of them have their needs met, and they have this like lucky, they seem so lucky, they seem so blessed, but it's because... And they seem generous towards each other, but it's because they've communicated each other's love languages deeply and they understand them, and that doesn't hold them back, right? Whereas I feel like there's things left unsaid here, and that's what you're going to stop doing. Whereas over here, you're going to start exploring your perception of how you could live life with someone who is a better match, and someone who is as enthusiastic and as independent and as generous as you are, okay? And it does feel like a risk to look at someone like that, because it might be out of your comfort zone, but it also feels like this is a strong change that you can make. This is an honest truth that it's like, this feels good to my core, and sometimes those things can feel scary. Yeah, it takes time for this change to happen, but time is ticking away here. And so do you want to keep repeating this pattern, or do you want to actually change here? You need to start making this progress. And I feel like there's a sense of, if I don't start traveling with the right person now, or if I don't start traveling to meet the right person now, or if I don't start having these adventures and seeing the world how I want to see it, instead of just this, there's something very fast fashion, fast food about this kind of energy. And so you might actually be taking yourself off more of the fast dating sites and slowing down to speed up. Does that make sense? Slowing down to speed up. Okay, I'm going to recalibrate to actually find out who I'm looking for, or find a better match for who I'm looking for. So then the clock can keep ticking because I'm on the right path now, instead of you feeling like, there's something here that's a thrill of a ride, but you almost have a crash at the end of it because it's not fulfilling enough. It's not sustaining enough. That's the word I'm looking for, sustaining. All right, what does pile number 2 need to continue doing in their love life? What does pile number 2 need to continue doing, please, Spirit, in their love life to completely transform their love life? Continue healing, my friends. That's too many. I'm going to leave it at that. Continue healing. Okay? I'm hearing like clear it all out. So have a really good cry. If you've been crying because you feel used and abused, or you feel hollow and empty and you've got nothing to show for yourself, whichever like version of that you actually relate to, it's like the Spirit is really saying with Chiron and the healer here, it's the wounded healer. So yeah, it's going to hurt. But the change is happening. It's time, pile 2. It's time to make this change. And there is a cleansing that comes with this. There's a softness, and there's a self-forgiveness, okay, that comes with this. And it's chalking it all up to personal development. It's chalking it all up to life experience. It's releasing things that need to be released, whether that is material possessions that actually aren't anything to do with your own personality, or whether it's holding on to possessions that someone has actually given to you. And it's like the silver and gold trend on TikTok. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's when a partner gives you a piece of jewelry that doesn't even speak to the personality that you are, even though you wear that type of jewelry all the time, that they should have picked up, well, that's her type or his type. That's their type of jewelry, and the specific example is jewelry, but they've given you something completely left field, and so it's like they don't see you and they don't understand you, and they haven't taken the time to like pay attention to the details. If you're feeling any kind of sense of regret or shame, or someone has given you something and you just held on to it for a memory, all of it, like, sell it all. I'm really hearing like marketplace that stuff, like eBay that stuff, like Depop, like get rid of all this stuff. There's a real sense of releasing feelings, possessions, people, generational trauma, like get it all out, because you're actually starting something fresh, and it feels like click, click, here's a new picture of you. You're updating your profile picture, you know, and you're healing through this process. It's really fresh. It feels, and the lilies, right? They smell fresh. This is, why am I getting 2 cards? I don't know, but it sounds good. Self-indulgence and ascending. Wow. Oh my goodness. Pile number 3. Focus on yourself. Continue focusing on yourself and you will ascend to new levels. Continue doing this healing. Continue looking at your shadow self and what your shadow self kind of really indulged in. It's okay. It's totally okay. You know, there's within your shadow self, there is superpower, and acknowledging it and having an awareness from it and growing from it. That's what a lot of people don't do, and that's what elevates you. It's going to elevate you to have better relationships, and I'm hearing like out of this world relationships into the future, and relationships that you've only ever dreamt about. Okay, there's a strong sense of like the moon and space and gravity, so grounding yourself in this as well. But like you're ascending your ideas, you're ascending your self-worth, you're ascending your value, but you're grounding yourself to be able to meet that person that matches and who I hear marries. Okay, so you may actually be quite close to entering into a relationship where a deep commitment and long-term commitment, whether marriage is on the cards for you or not, where that might be coming into, because it says preparing for union too. Very interesting. But this is about overcoming any obstacles that have held you back, and actually you will ascend to a higher level that will ground you to connect with someone who has also done the healing. Okay, this is talking about someone matching up with a partner who feels like a divine match. You've both gone and done healing. It could be someone from the past, just putting that out there, but you come back to each other healed and you make amends and there's growth because you're healed. Or this is someone who you've known in the past. I just was about to say known in the future. So you may have met them in the dreamscape. And so you may get a sense of deja vu when you meet this person. But there is someone coming through who is healed. Whether it's from the past or from the future, there is a sense of deja vu and reconciliation. Could be past life and that's why you're dreaming about this person. But you're both coming in healed. And how cool is that? That you don't have to be a fixer. You don't have to be someone's accountant and bank account. And that you can actually have this fresh new approach to your love life where you're coming from a place of me first, you know. This era of my life is called me first, you know. Okay, so what other transformations are ahead for pile number 2, please, Spirit? And I just saw, was that the 10 of Wands or the 9 of Wands? Flipped. 10 of Wands. The end of burdens. Those burdens of the past are off. They're going. Yes, as I said, off. The 8 of Swords in reverse is here. So you're going to be unshackled, pile number 2, from your burdens. And heading towards calmer waters where there's success and celebration. Okay, coming into celebration with like-minded people, having more to celebrate, putting down all the things. And that can feel like... perceptions of lovers that you might have went for. This is deleting old photos. This is clearing out the clutter. But it can also talk about like financial burdens, perhaps if you owed someone, or again, look into that children and where the money is going specifically for that very specific message that came through at the beginning. But there is a detachment from burdens that will actually set you free and help you focus on the fun ahead. Okay, so final message here for pile number 2, a transformative message for their love life. Final transformative message for pile number 2. We have look for a sign and romance. Oh, and isn't that interesting? The lightning in that card and the lightning here. This is a huge epiphany for you, pile number 2. Romance is coming in. This is 2 of Cups energy, okay? Someone who is as equally healed and equally present and equally independent and likes the same things as you. Doesn't necessarily have to be like they have exactly the same interests, but you're actually going to be able to do things together because they're healed, they're independent, they've got their own money, they're showing up. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Enjoy pile number 2. I love this reading for you and I love you so much. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Please let me know in the comments below how it resonated and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Pile number 3, you chose the yellow butterfly sticker for your transformative love message today. Your transformative love message. Let's find out, please, Spirit. Let's choose into the energy of pile number 3. And what do they need to stop doing in their love life in order to have a transformation here? What does pile number 3 need to stop doing in their love life, please, Spirit? What does pile number 2 need to... 3. Wow. Stop working so damn hard. Mars, action, and Capricorn, the boss. Okay, there's an unhealthy attachment here to work, I feel. There's an unhealthy attachment to competition and trying to outdo one another. Potentially potentially you're working so hard and you're so ambitious that every time you meet someone, there's almost like an instant fight. Wow. Pile number 3, what does pile number 3 need to stop doing, please, Spirit, to clarify these 2 cards? What do they need to stop doing? Stabbed in the back. All right, this feels like in the past you have had, and I'm feeling like it could even be present. This is why Spirit is really calling you out here, pile number 3, and saying, look, I know you're hurt. I know you've been under attack before. I know you've had separation and like someone has deceived you in some way, but you do not need to keep carrying this anger, because Mars is like an Aries energy. It's like, it's the god of war. It can either drive you forward in a really healthy way, or it can actually like burn you up with unhealthy desires. It can burn you up with unhealthy competition and a flame. It's like wand energy. It burns quickly. You're going to end up burning out. And the Capricorn and the boss energy here is really talking about being the mountain goat who keeps working and keeps working. This is saying like, you need to let love in, pile number 3. You need to let love in. And although your work will always be there and it's super important, and it's like you're trying to get out pent up energy. Wow. You're trying to get rid of some of your pent up energy, and you're just working to the bone. But actually, there's some other things that are really pleasurable, right? That you can take action on with this lipstick energy, this like sex drive kind of energy. You could tap into that. You could have some fun with this. Stop being so serious and rigid and disciplined with yourself, which is amazing, right? It's amazing. Not many people get this kind of message, pile number 3. So I do feel this is quite specific, but you're being too realistic and too rigid and too logical to the point where you're missing out on some of the fun. There's potency within your energy for sure, but you can channel that into, well, what if I met someone that I could work with in other ways? Like maybe I can like take it to the bedroom, and I feel like you're really underestimating people who come to you. You're really like, no, you're not good enough for me. And there's an arrogance, there's a sense of ego here. You're just pushing people away, and I think it's a little bit of self-sabotage, pile number 3, because you've been hurt and you've just got your boxing gloves on ready to fight anyone that tries to I just heard come after your money too, or come after your, like interfere with your drive and your ambitions and your goals. Someone who maybe really took you off track before has caused you deep pain. And so what you need to start doing is to tap into the wisdom that these challenges have given you, okay? With this Saturn energy, it's really talking about challenging times. And with it saying wisdom, this is talking about using the resources that you have. And by resources, we're actually being called to talk about your experiences in love, okay? That is the resources. This is using your resources to actually find some, it's still disciplined. Let me just get that straight. And that's the good side of this. You're going to stop using your Mars energy for aggressive forward motion to do with work. And you're going to use some of it to actually overcome the core issue that is keeping you on this grind. That is as much as I want to say about that. It's a test. You're being tested to step out of this like exhausting loop. Pile number 3, love call. And do you know why you're being called? Because someone is turning up, someone is hitting you up, and they wanting some of your time. They're wanting some of your resources, but I think it's like they want to share resources. They want to bring things together. Someone wants to come into union with you. They want to express their love to you, but they feel like you're so combative that even if they tried, you're going to just like whip them in the face, with a clap back. And this is asking you to soften, use your wisdom to actually see what is in front of you and to mature from the pain to a position where you can open your heart back up. Okay, that's what you need to start doing. We'll get a little bit more information on that in a sec. And what do you need to continue doing? Pile number 3. What does pile number 3 need to continue doing in their love life to transform? Someone is definitely knocking at your door and they want to build with you. I really do feel like they also have a keen sense of structure. They also have a keen sense of self-control. And you're not even giving them the time of day currently. Continue working on your perception and your communication, okay? Working on dating. This third house perception energy is like, work on dating. Because you can work on all the other things. You can also work on dating and use some of those resources to date and to discuss and to have some back and forth conversation that may lead to love. Okay. And ninth house and seeking. Okay. The ninth house talks about spirituality, philosophy, seeking, expansion, higher education, travel, even religion. Okay. So you may be actually communicating here with someone, and this is why this is coming up in the continue section. Continue to have your ambitions so that you can fulfill your philosophical needs and wants, but continue having conversations with people who also might want to go on these spiritual quests with you, and who actually might want to elevate with you, and who actually might want to learn new things with you. There's a real sense of you being so independent and so rigid on that you completely blocked people out. But actually this ninth house is saying, if you continue to communicate and let love in and to practice, I'm hearing practice dating, then you will expand your own physical, like your realm. I'm hearing like, because travel obviously brings in a lot more experience. You're going to expand your experiences, and that will change you physically. And I hear like mind, body, soul. Okay, so it's something you might be going on, like a retreat or something like that. Continue looking in this direction, because that is really where you could find someone who has healed from their own experience of being stabbed in the, oh my goodness, healing heart. Yeah, you're definitely meeting someone at a retreat or on a pilgrimage or on a quest or somewhere where you're doing higher learning to actually soften and heal. It could be therapy as well. But I'm feeling like it's out in the world, because this third house gives me like street energy. This ninth house gives me travel, like cultural vibes. This is where you're going to be able to break the addiction to work and break the addiction to feeling lost, alone, and no one can save me, and I am a mountain, and actually getting to the top of a mountain and looking around and accepting the phone call that then comes in. It's like you're at the top of the mountain now, and now the reception comes in, right? The reception on your phone is alive and well, and you realize, oh my goodness, someone here is actually trying to get my attention, and now I can hear them. Okay, now that I've quietened and softened and gone on this quest and fulfilled some other needs, some of the walls that have kept me so tight and so exhausted are starting to come down. And through that, I feel like you're really going to have a spiritual awakening with someone, or meet someone who softens you in a way that actually matures you even more, because this is important to you. Maturity is coming up so much. It matures you even more so that you can actually live a life that is worthwhile, that has impact, not just with possessions and finances and material wealth, but is worthwhile in, I can live a good story, therefore I can tell a good story, and therefore I understand the world better, which actually helps you make better decisions when it comes to your profits, right? And your bottom line and business matters and investments that you make. Okay, it helps you to see a more worldly perspective. So as you're seeing the world, you also get to do it with someone else, and that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. What is in the future? What transformative message have you got for pile number 3, please, Spirit, as we look into the future after they've started and continued doing these things? With this advice, what does the future, wow, look like for pile number 3? I just saw the sun as well. So there's a lot of good times happening. Collaborating with someone. Gosh, I love tarot. Okay, yeah, the sun energy was there. So it's really talking about happier times, focusing on happier times, pushing things into a completion mode. Okay, Something has to stop. You understand that. So something else can start, but so good things can start coming in. And it means that you can collaborate with someone because you are so invested in this action energy. You're going to actually meet someone who is also action oriented and who wants to help. Okay, they don't want to just take. They don't want to deceive you. They don't want to cause more pain and heartache. They actually want to create with you, build something with you. That was what I was picking up with the Saturn energy. They want to build something with you, but you've just got to let this person in. You've got everything you could possibly need, right? And you feel like your cup is fulleth on your own. And look at this person. It's like, I'm fine. I don't need you. But actually, the other side of the Nine of Cups is so close to the Ten of Cups. It's so close to two people coming together in mutual love and affection and creating a happy home life, a happy whatever that means to you. Like travel can represent the Ten of Cups as well. It's rainbows, happiness. So you're so close to that. If you let someone in, if you can work with someone, and you may actually meet this person through work, but again, it's like the reception of your heart starts to open up when you start seeking healing. Then you've got the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. There may even be apologies that start coming in for you, pile number 3. But there's someone who wants to give you something equally, and they may be coming through as someone who is a little bit scared to do so, okay? With this page energy, it feels like someone who's a little bit scared because they know the heartache that you've been through and you're carrying that around like a weapon, right? You're carrying that around like you're wearing it so obvious to this person, but they see it because they've been through it too. So I feel like there's an offer coming through from someone. If you will accept it and investigate it, you will see just how healing and beautiful this can be for the both of you. And remember, I was talking about both of you having spiritual awakenings and enlightenments and having a new sense of faith in love, a belief in love again. Now you can both set your aspirations onto, well, what's next? Like, what's our new beginning here? What's our 10 of Cups? You bring in your gifts and I actually allow you into my world and into my heart. And oh my gosh, we're better together. We're better together. Can I get a final message here? A final transformative message for pile number 3's love life, please, Spirit. Thank you. Choose a new direction. Bam. Yeah, this is the seeking energy. This is going out and finding you're following your northern star. Find the brightest star that you can. You're at the top of the mountain with this Aries Capricorn energy, right? You're the boss. It doesn't get much better than that. But while you're up there, like, have a freaking look around and you'll be able to choose a new direction in love. You'll be able to go, well, I've reached this pinnacle, but I'm here alone. So now that my little antennae of my new healed heart, or willing to be healed heart, is here, now I can still be assertive. But actually I'm going to take action towards someone who is saying, hey, I'm here. Hi, I've also been hurt, but like, I also have a lot to give, and like, I think we'd be really good together. Like, I'll bring home the bacon if you can bring home the baby. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's beautiful. You can be assertive and take your mask off and show your true authentic self to someone who actually is trying to get your attention in a new direction. So you can move into a new direction that feels not so freaking exhausting, that feels fulfilling and beautiful and safe. You're going to be safe, pile number 3. I love this for you. Oh my gosh, good luck. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know how it resonated in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.